Faith that moves mountains. My dear children, come close to me now, and let your hearts be still. Imagine the hush of a chapel at dawn, where the first light filters through colored glass, painting the stone floor with hues of crimson, gold, and sapphire. Hear the faint chime of a distant bell calling souls to prayer, and sense the gentle glow of candles flickering before the altar, each flame rising as a silent prayer of hope. In this sacred moment, you are not alone. I am here with you, surrounding you with my presence, embracing you with the warmth of everlasting love. Feel the calm of my spirit, like a river flowing gently within you, washing away the heaviness of yesterday. Here in my presence, every burden can be laid down, every fear can be released, and every wound can begin to heal. Stay with me now, my dear children, and let me breathe peace into your spirit. For in the stillness I speak, and in the quiet I reveal my heart to you. I see you, my dear children, when you feel powerless, when the weight of life seems too great for you to carry, and the obstacles before you feel like immovable mountains. I know the silent tears you cry when no one else can hear, and I know the whispered prayers you have lifted to me in the darkness of night. Hear me now, for I am your Father, and I speak to remind you that you are not left alone to face the impossible. I have not abandoned you, nor have I forgotten you. My love is constant, unshaken, and everlasting. Today, I will remind you of the power of faith, even faith as small as a mustard seed. Remain in my presence, listen with your heart, and let my words settle deep within your soul. For I desire to lift you, to strengthen you, and to show you that even what seems impossible is possible with me. My dear children, hear this truth. Your strength does not rest in what you can see or in what you can control. Your strength rests in me, and I am greater than every mountain that rises before you. The mountain may look unmovable, its shadow may loom large over your life, but I remind you of the word spoken in my word. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Do not despise the smallness of your faith. A mustard seed is tiny, almost unseen by the human eye, yet within it lies the potential to grow into a tree so great that birds come to find shelter in its branches. So it is with your faith, my dear children. What begins as the smallest trust, a simple whisper of hope, a single step of belief, carries within it the power of transformation. For your faith does not rest in its own size or strength, but in me, the living God, who moves mountains and makes all things new. When you look upon the challenges in your life, the broken relationships, the failing health, the deep grief, the financial burdens, the dreams that seem shattered, do not see only the mountain. See me, your Father, standing beside you. I am the one who parts seas, who makes rivers flow in the desert, who brings life from what was once barren. I do not ask you to carry the mountain, nor do I ask you to climb it in your own strength. I ask you only to place your trust in me, to hold on to me, and to believe that I am able. Pause now, my dear children, and let this image rest in your hearts. A tiny mustard seed lying hidden in the dark soil. It may look small, weak, and insignificant, but as it surrenders to the earth and to the rain I send, it begins to break open. Roots stretch downward, shoots rise upward, and day by day life unfolds until it becomes a tree that cannot be ignored. So it will be with your faith. As you plant it in me, As you water it with prayer, as you nurture it with my word, it will grow. It will not remain small, and it will not remain hidden. Your faith will rise, and its branches will bring shade, comfort, and testimony to those who watch your life. Remember, my dear children, I have promised you in my word, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. Do not look at the mountain with fear. Look at me with trust. Do not measure your faith by its size. Measure it by the one in whom you place it. Even when your faith feels fragile, I am strong. Even when you feel uncertain, I am sure. Even when you feel weary, I am your rest. Come to me, and let me take the burden from your shoulders. Let me carry what you cannot. Let me speak peace into the storm raging around you. Just as the seed cannot grow without the warmth of the sun and the touch of rain, so your faith cannot grow apart from my presence. Stay near to me, abide in me, and watch how I make the impossible possible in your life. My dear children, I do not promise you that the path will always be easy or that mountains will vanish in an instant, but I promise you my presence. I promise you my strength. I promise you my peace. And I promise you that as you hold on to me, you will see miracles unfold, not always in the way you expect, but always in the way that is best. So when you feel powerless, remember this: even the smallest seed of faith placed in my hands becomes unstoppable. Trust me, for I am your Father who delights in lifting the weak, in strengthening the weary, and in showing my glory through those who simply believe. My dear children, listen closely to my heart, for I speak not in riddles or confusion, but in truth and in love. The mountains you face may take many shapes. For some, it is the mountain of fear, rising high and casting its dark shadow over your steps, making you feel as though you will never walk freely again. For others, it is the mountain of grief, heavy and unmoving, pressing upon your soul until you feel you cannot breathe. Some of you carry the mountain of regret, the weight of past mistakes that you believe cannot be undone. And there are those who face the mountain of uncertainty, not knowing where the path ahead will lead, unsure of how tomorrow will unfold. But hear me, my dear children. None of these mountains are greater than I. None of them can stand forever before the word of my power. Do you remember the psalm that declares, "The mountains melt like wax before the Lord of all the earth"? So it shall be with every obstacle that seeks to block your way. In my presence, mountains tremble. At my command, they bow down. When I speak, the impossible yields to my will. Yet I do not ask you to summon great strength to topple these mountains. I ask only for your trust. A mustard seed of faith so small that it almost seems invisible is enough. For when you place even that smallest measure of faith into my hands, it becomes alive with my spirit. It is no longer simply your faith. It is faith carried by the one who holds all things together. Think of this, my dear children. When a mustard seed is planted, it does not remain what it once was. It breaks open. It dies to what it used to be in order to become what it was destined to become. So it is with your faith. It cannot remain as a thought only, hidden in your mind. It must be planted in me, entrusted to me, surrendered into my care. And in that surrender it begins to grow. There will be days when you feel your faith is too weak, too fragile to survive. But I tell you, even then, I am at work. The soil may seem dark, the waiting may feel long, but beneath the surface roots are forming, strength is being built, and new life is stirring. Do not despair when you cannot yet see the tree. Trust the process I have begun within you, for I am faithful, and I will not allow the seed you have entrusted to me to perish. My dear children, consider the birds of the air who find shelter in the branches of a mustard tree. They do not plant, nor do they worry over its growth, yet they come to rest in its shade. So too will your life of faith become a shelter for others. As you grow in trust, as your faith takes root and rises, those around you will find encouragement in your witness. Your perseverance will give hope to the weary. Your courage will strengthen the faint-hearted. Your testimony will become the branches in which others may rest and find the safety of my love. I know the thoughts that come to you when the mountain looms high. I cannot do this. I am not strong enough. Strong. I will be crushed beneath the weight. But I say to you, my dear children, you were never meant to carry this mountain. You were meant to walk with me, and I am the one who carries what you cannot. My Son has already borne the heaviest burden for you upon the cross. He has carried the weight of your sin, your shame, your separation. And now, through him, you are free to live by faith, not by sight, free to lean on my strength rather than your own. When you feel powerless, whisper my name. When the mountain mocks you, speak my word. Say to it, move, not because you are mighty, but because I am. For my word never returns void. My promises never fail. My love never ends. Do not look with despair at what lies ahead, but lift your eyes to me. I am your help. I am your refuge. I am your shield and your exceedingly great reward. The mountains that rise before you are not eternal. They are temporary, fleeting, passing away like the morning mist. But my presence with you is everlasting. My covenant of love will never be shaken, nor my peace removed. Take a moment now, my dear children, to feel my peace resting upon you. Imagine the mountain that has weighed on your heart, and now imagine laying it at my feet. Watch as my light begins to shine upon it. Watch as the shadow breaks and the path becomes clear. For I am making a way where there seemed to be no way. I am opening doors that no one can shut. I am bringing streams into the desert, and I am causing new life to spring forth in places you thought were barren. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And in that strength, even mountains must move. So hold fast, my dear children. Plant your faith like a seed in my love. Water it with prayer. Let it rest beneath the sunlight of my word. And watch as I bring forth the harvest of miracles, of breakthroughs, of hope fulfilled. For nothing is too hard for me, and nothing will be impossible for those who believe. My dear children, let your hearts rest in this truth. I do not measure you by the greatness of your accomplishments or the vastness of your strength. I look upon the trust that beats quietly within your soul. You may see only weakness, but I see the seed of faith I have placed within you. You may see only small beginnings, but I see the tree that will grow, the fruit that will come, and the testimony that will shine forth. Mountains often appear not only in your outward circumstances, but also in your inner battles. The mountain of doubt that whispers, God has forgotten you. The mountain of shame that says, you are unworthy. The mountain of fear that declares, you will never overcome. These are mountains of the heart, and they may feel heavier than the stones of any physical mountain. Yet even these must bow to the authority of my word. For I have spoken over you. You are loved with an everlasting love. You are redeemed by the blood of my Son, and you are more than conquerors through him who loves you. When I call you to faith, I do not call you to deny the reality of your pain or to pretend the mountain does not exist. I call you to see it clearly, and then to see me more clearly still. Faith is not blindness, my dear children. Faith is sight, the sight that looks beyond what is seen into what is eternal. And when you look with the eyes of faith, you will see that my hand is always at work, even when your eyes cannot yet perceive it. Think of Abraham, who looked upon the barren years and yet believed my promise. Think of Moses, who faced the waters of the Red Sea with no way forward and yet lifted his staff at my command. Think of David, who stood before Goliath with only a sling and a stone, yet declared his confidence in my name. Each of them carried faith not because they were mighty, but because they believed I am mighty. So it will be for you, my dear children. When the mountain rises, speak not of your weakness, but of my power. Say not, I cannot, but rather, my God is able. For I am the God who makes the sun rise each morning and set each evening. I am the God who tells the ocean, you may come this far, and no farther. I am the God who knows the number of the stars, and yet calls each of you by name. And I am the God who delights to hear your prayers and answer your cries. Rest in this truth. When your faith feels small, it is still enough. A flicker of trust is still trust, and I do not despise the day of small beginnings. I do not scorn your trembling prayers. I do not reject your faltering steps. Instead, I rejoice over every heart that turns toward me, no matter how faint the light of its faith may seem. For when you turn toward me, I am already there, surrounding you with grace, lifting you with mercy, filling you with strength. My dear children, the world will often tell you that you must be strong, that you must be fearless, that you must carry every burden on your own shoulders. But I tell you, blessed are those who know their need of me, for it is in weakness that my strength is made perfect. I do not ask you to climb the mountain by yourself. I ask you to walk with me, to lean on me, to place one step after another while holding my hand. Consider how a child walks with a parent. The child's steps may stumble, the child's legs may grow weary, but the parent holds tightly and does not let go. So it is with you and me. You may stumble, but I will steady you. You may grow weary, but I will carry you. You may fear the heights of the mountain path, but I will shelter you beneath my wings. For I am not only your God, I am your Father, and my love for you knows no end. When you face your mountains, remember the words of my Son. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. This peace is not like the fragile peace the world offers. It is peace that holds you steady when the winds howl. It is peace that anchors you when the waves rise. It is peace that whispers, be still, and know that I am God, even in the midst of turmoil. Lift your eyes now, my dear children. Imagine the mountain once more, and see how small it becomes in the light of my glory. For every mountain is dwarfed by my greatness. Every obstacle is overshadowed by my presence. Every impossibility is undone by my power. And know this: sometimes I move the mountain before you, and sometimes I move within you the strength to climb. Sometimes I command the obstacle to vanish, and sometimes I transform the obstacle into the very path that leads you closer to me. But in every way, I am faithful. In every way, I am working for your good. In every way, I am leading you to life. Trust me, my dear children. Trust that I am with you in the valley, and trust that I am with you on the mountaintop. Trust that I am with you in the night, and trust that I am with you in the dawn. Trust that the same hand that formed the mountains holds you tenderly, and the same voice that spoke creation into being speaks peace over your soul even now. So do not fear the mountain, for it is not greater than your God. Do not measure your ability, for it is not your ability that moves it. Place your faith, even the smallest seed, in me, and watch as I do what only I can do. My dear children, I know how heavy life can feel when the mountains rise before you. Sometimes the path seems blocked on every side, and you wonder if you will ever see a way forward. But I tell you this with certainty: I am the God who makes paths where none exist. When my people stood before the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army closing in behind them, there was no road, no bridge, no possibility of escape. Yet I told them to move forward, and as they obeyed, I parted the waters. The sea itself became the pathway, and what once threatened to destroy them became the very sign of my salvation. So it will be with you, my dear children. Do not fear when the way is hidden. Trust that I will open the sea before you. Trust that I will carve a path through the mountain. Trust that I will lead you step by step, even when you cannot see more than one step ahead. For I do not abandon those who walk with me. I go before you and behind you, hemming you in with my love. You may say in your heart, "But Lord, my faith is so small. I am afraid I will fail you." Yet I tell you, it is not the size of your faith, but the strength of the one in whom you place it. Even a trembling faith, even a whispered prayer, even the faintest reaching out of your hand toward me is enough. For I do not despise your weakness. I meet you in it. I do not condemn your fears. I calm them with my presence. Look at the mountains that surround your life now. To your eyes, they may seem immovable. To your heart, they may feel overwhelming. But remember this: I created the heavens and the earth. I formed the mountains with my word, and I can move them with my breath. Nothing is too hard for me. Nothing is beyond my reach. Nothing is impossible when my power is at work in you. Think of the mustard seed again, my dear children. It is so small that it almost disappears when held in your hand. Yet within that seed lies a hidden strength, a design of life, a destiny to grow. When planted, it does not remain as it was. It dies to its shell and becomes what I intended. In the same way, your small faith holds hidden strength, for it is joined with my Spirit. As you plant it in trust, as you water it with prayer, as you rest it in my promises, it will grow beyond what you can imagine. One day you will look back and see how the seed became a tree, how the impossible became reality, and how my hand was guiding you through it all. Do not measure your progress by how quickly the mountain moves. Sometimes I speak, and the mountain shifts in an instant. Other times, I use the mountain to teach you to climb, to strengthen your steps, to build endurance within your spirit. Do not mistake delay for absence. Even in the waiting, I am with you. Even in the silence, I am working. The seed grows quietly in the soil, unseen for a season, but when the time is right, it bursts forth into life. So too, your faith will bring forth fruit in its season. My dear children, you are never alone in your struggles. I walk with you in the valley, I climb with you up the steepest slopes, and I rejoice with you on the mountain top. I hold your hand when you stumble, I lift you when you fall, and I carry you when your strength runs out. I am not a distant God watching from afar. I am your Father, near and present, tender and strong. Hear my promise. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Trust this word, for it is not only written in Scripture, but also written in my heart toward you. When you feel weary, I will renew you. When you feel faint, I will sustain you. When you feel surrounded by mountains, I will lift you to soar above them. Lift your eyes, my dear children. Do not keep them fixed on the mountain, for its shadow will only fill you with fear. Lift your eyes to the hills and know that your help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. When your gaze is fixed upon me, the mountain loses its power to intimidate. It may remain before you for a time, but its hold on your heart will be broken. For you will know that greater is He who is with you than he who is against you. Take courage, my dear children, for I am building in you a faith that will endure. I am shaping in you a strength that will last. I am teaching you to trust not in what you see, but in who I am. And one day, the very mountain you face now will become your testimony. You will tell others, "This was the mountain that once stood before me, but the Lord made a way. This was the burden that weighed me down, but the Lord carried me. This was the impossible, but with God it became possible." And your story will bring hope to those who are weary, light to those in darkness, and faith to those who doubt. So do not despise the mountain, my dear children. For though it feels heavy now, it is becoming the stage on which my glory will be revealed. Hold fast to your seed of faith. Do not let it go. Trust that I am at work, even in the unseen places. And know that nothing, no mountain, no fear, no trial, no storm can separate you from my love. My dear children, let me remind you again. The mountains before you are not the end of your story. They are not the final word over your life. They may appear high and wide, casting long shadows across your days, but they are not eternal. I alone am eternal. I alone am unchanging, faithful, and true. Do not give more power to your mountain than it deserves. Do not let its shadow convince you that you are small and forgotten. You are not forgotten. You are mine, and my eyes are always upon you. There are times when the mountain itself is not what you think it is. Sometimes the true mountain is not the circumstance, but the fear within your heart. Sometimes the greatest obstacle is not outside of you, but inside the voices that whisper, "You cannot, you are not enough, you will not overcome." These whispers do not come from me, my dear children, for I am the one who speaks life, not despair. I am the one who calls you chosen, beloved, redeemed, not worthless or forgotten. When the mountain of fear rises within you, remember that perfect love casts out fear. And my love for you is perfect, complete, without shadow, without end. Consider again the mustard seed. When planted, it does not resist the soil. It does not complain of the darkness. It simply rests and trusts the process. So too, I call you to rest in me, even when the soil around you feels dark and hidden. The seed cannot grow without surrender. It must let go of what it was in order to become what I created it to be. In the same way, your faith must surrender its doubts, its fears, its reliance on self, and rest fully in me. Then you will see the miracle of growth, the unseen becoming seen, the impossible becoming possible. My dear children, your faith is not tested to destroy you. It is refined to strengthen you. Just as fire purifies gold, so trials refine your trust in me. Do not despise these seasons, for they are not wasted. I am with you in the fire, and I will bring you through, radiant and unshaken. Remember how Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood in the furnace, yet not even the smell of smoke clung to them, because I was there with them. So it will be with you. You will pass through the fire, but you will not be consumed. You will walk through the valley, but you will not be abandoned. You will face the mountain, but you will not face it alone. I long for you to know the joy of trusting me. Faith is not only about seeing mountains move, it is about seeing me more clearly, walking closer with me, and discovering that I am enough. When you stand before what seems impossible, your faith teaches you that I am the God of the impossible. When you come to the end of yourself, your faith teaches you that I am your beginning. When you cannot find a way forward, your faith teaches you that I am the way. Do not be afraid of small beginnings. Do not despise the day of little faith. Even the smallest seed, when planted in the soil of my love, grows into something mighty. And even your smallest prayer, when whispered in faith, reaches my heart and moves my hand. Think of the times I have already carried you, my dear children. Think of the prayers I have answered, the doors I have opened, the burdens I have lifted. Did I not sustain you then? Will I not sustain you now? My faithfulness has never failed, and it never will. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. The same God who parted seas, who raised the dead, who fed multitudes with a few loaves and fish, is the God who watches over you now. Lift your gaze to me. Do not be consumed by what looms before you. Lift your eyes above the mountain, for I am higher still. I am your refuge, your fortress, your ever-present help in trouble. The mountain cannot stop my plan for your life. The storm cannot drown my promises. The valley cannot hide you from my sight. You are mine, and nothing in all creation can separate you from my love. My dear children, let your faith rest not in what you feel, but in what I have spoken. Feelings will rise and fall like waves, but my word is an anchor that holds firm. Hear my promise again. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. Hold these words close. Repeat them when the mountain mocks you. Whisper them when fear presses close. Speak them aloud when your heart grows faint. For my word carries power, and when you declare it in faith, mountains tremble. Imagine now, my dear children, the mountain before you shrinking in my light. See its size diminish, see its shadow fade, as my presence surrounds you. See yourself walking freely, unhindered, carried by my Spirit into the wide-open spaces of my grace. For I have called you not to fear, but to freedom. I have called you not to despair, but to hope. I have called you not to defeat, but to victory in my name. So walk forward, even if your steps are small. Speak to the mountain, even if your voice trembles. Trust me, even if your faith feels weak. For I am the God who moves mountains, and I delight to show my power in the lives of those who trust in me. Hold tightly to me, my dear children, for your mountains will not last, but my love for you is everlasting. My dear children, linger with me a little longer, for I am not finished pouring my peace into your heart. You have walked with me through the message of faith that moves mountains, and now I desire to wrap you in the fullness of my presence, like a father drawing his beloved children into his embrace. Rest here with me in the stillness, and let my words wash over you like gentle rain upon thirsty ground. The mountains before you may have felt heavy, but now I give you my peace. Peace that flows like a river, unbroken, unending, refreshing every dry place within you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. My dear children, let these words be the anchor of your soul. Even when storms rise, my peace will hold you steady. Even when clouds gather, my light will break through, for I am the one who speaks, and the winds and the waves obey. You are not powerless, for I am your strength. You are not forgotten, for I carry you close to my heart. When you feel the shadows of doubt pressing in, picture the dawn breaking over the hills. See how the darkness flees when the light rises. That light is my presence with you, and it will never fade. Just as the sun returns each morning, so my mercies are new every day. Come close, my dear children, and lean into my everlasting arms. I am the Father who never lets go, the shepherd who never leaves his flock, the friend who remains nearer than a brother. In your weariness I give you rest. In your weakness I give you strength. In your confusion I give you clarity. In your sorrow I give you comfort. Lift your eyes for a moment and imagine this: a mountain once looming large, now softened by the glow of the setting sun. The air grows calm, and a river of living water flows down its slopes, bringing life wherever it touches. That is how my Spirit moves in you. What once seemed barren and lifeless, I will cause to flourish again. What once felt unmovable, I will turn into a testimony of my faithfulness. You are safe in my embrace. Just as a child runs into the arms of a loving parent, you can always run to me. Do not hesitate. Do not fear rejection, for my arms are always open. When you falter, I lift you. When you stumble, I steady you. When you lose your way, I guide you back with gentle hands. You are my beloved, and nothing can separate you from my love. Remember, my dear children, faith is not about perfection. It is not about never doubting, never questioning, never struggling. Faith is about holding on to me, even in the struggle. Faith is about trusting that I am still at work even when you cannot see the outcome. Faith is about whispering yes to me, even when all you have is a mustard seed. And I tell you again, that mustard seed is enough. It carries life within it, for it is planted in me. Let the hope of this promise fill you now. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. My dear children, when your legs feel heavy, I will lift you. When your spirit feels faint, I will breathe new life into you. When you feel like you cannot continue, I will carry you forward on wings of grace. Picture yourself now standing at the edge of a quiet meadow. The storm has passed, the rain has ended, and the air is filled with the fragrance of new life. Sunlight breaks through the clouds, painting the grass with golden light, and a rainbow arcs across the sky as a reminder of my covenant love. That is how I meet you after every storm, not with condemnation, but with restoration, not with despair, but with renewed hope. The calm you feel is my gift, the promise that I am always with you. My dear children, let this peace settle into the deepest places of your soul. Release the weight of the mountain into my hands. Trust that I am already working. Even when you sleep, I am watching over you. Even when you do not know what tomorrow holds, I am holding tomorrow. Rest in the assurance that I am faithful, and I will complete the good work I have begun in you. I bless you now with courage, courage to believe when circumstances shout otherwise, courage to stand firm when fear surrounds you, courage to step forward when the path seems uncertain. I bless you with hope, hope that shines like a light in the night, hope that will not be extinguished, hope that anchors your soul. I bless you with joy, joy that rises like a song within you, joy that no one can take away, joy that flows from knowing you are mine. And I bless you with peace, peace deeper than understanding, peace stronger than the storm, peace that guards your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. Carry this blessing with you, my dear children. Carry it into your homes, into your families, into your workplaces, into every conversation and every choice. Let my peace shine through you like sunlight through stained glass, casting beauty and color into the lives of those around you. For you are not only receivers of my light, you are bearers of it. Through you, others will see that faith in me still moves mountains, that love still heals the broken, that hope still rises in the darkest night. As you prepare to leave this sacred moment, know that you are never leaving me. I walk with you always. I go before you to guide you. I stand behind you to guard you. I surround you with songs of deliverance. Wherever you go, I am there. Whatever you face, I am present. Whoever you become, you are still mine. And now, my dear children, as this time draws to a close, I gently ask you to share what you have received. Just as a seed multiplies when planted, so my message multiplies when it is shared. If these words have blessed you, let them bless others as well. With love in your heart, I invite you to like, to comment, to subscribe not as a duty, but as a way of carrying my light further, of extending this circle of peace to others who are weary and in need of hope. Let your engagement be an offering, a way of saying, Father, let this message reach every soul who needs your voice. Go now, my dear children, with peace flowing like a river, with hope shining like the dawn, with faith as steady as the mountains, faith that can move them, for I am with you. Rest in my love, walk in my presence, and remember always, you are my beloved, and I delight in you. Light in